Now, my question to you is, why play handball with a tennis ball when you can bounce an egg?
Oh, come on, Walter, don't be an egg.
You're a cricket. You can't do that.
But it's true. No, you can. I'm telling you, eggs are extraordinary.
We are eggs and Walter. Whoa.
They do have a downside, a bit much protein from time to time. But if you want to make an egg bounce, then here's what you'll need.
I've got a bowl, 1 raw egg, some white vinegar, golden syrup, food colouring in a dropper, and water.
All right, let's get sciencey. Now, when you're getting sciencey, make sure you've got someone older around to give you a hand, and of course, make sure that everything is clean. Okay, so that goes for everything I'm using in my experiment. Okay, for example, my egg here, covered in vivid. I'm getting rid of that. You can hang out with the dinosaurs. So I'm using a blank egg instead, so there's no vivid interfering. All of my instruments are clean, crystal clear. Okay, so the first step is to place your egg inside the bowl. Okay, it's not too complicated. Then you're gonna take your white vinegar and you're gonna submerge your egg in it like so. You wanna completely cover the egg, and if you find that your egg is starting to float, simply take a weight and place it on top. Like you could do something like put a bowl on like that, okay? So now what I need to do is simply stand here and wait 72 hours. And during that time, what's gonna happen is the white vinegar is going to eat away at the shell, but it will only eat the shell, no more of the egg.
Hey, Walter.
Hello.
This egg talk has got me quite excited, if you know what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying.
Hey, and I found out something cool, man.
Oh, yeah?
Did you know inside of this egg, well, it's raw? Woo!
Wow.
But you didn't know that one.
Actually, Jar, I did know that. So the joke's on you.
Yeah. Well, Walter, the yoke's on you, so you might want to go clean it up. Yeah. But hey, Kate Tim Walkie Queer, did you know there are so many extraordinary things about eggs?
Yes, there is. Have a look over here. We've got some facts. Now, did you know that eggshells, they're actually made up of calcium carbonate? Now, they also have very small pores that allows oxygen and carbon dioxide to pass through. Crazy, right? You can't actually see those
You
pores.
can't even see the tiny pores in there.
No,
Who would have thought that? And when the egg is fertilized, when there's a chick inside, it protects it from infection and still allows it to get some oxygen as well.
Ooh.
Pretty neat, eh?
Neat,
Good
eh?
old.
Fascinating facts, guys. Now, we all know that the egg yolk is yellow, but who can tell me what the other name for the egg's albumin is? Jar?
Albumin?
Yes? It's known as the egg
White.
The egg white, Jar. Just a little fun fact for you there, buddy.
Oh, that's a great fact, man. Thank
Looks
you.
like the albumin's on you.
Hey.
Oh, there we go. That was the alarm. Welcome back to Sticky TV. 3 long days I've been waiting. Well, actually about 5 minutes. It's the magic of TV. I'm doing an experiment with eggs today to make an egg bounce. And yes, it is possible with science. So inside the bowl here, this egg has been sitting in this white vinegar for 3 long days. Now, as you can see, the egg is growing quite a bit, but not only that, the egg no longer has a shell, and that is because the vinegar is a weak acid and can only eat away the shell, not the rest of the egg. Now, it is almost time to bounce it, but first, there's a few things to do.
After 72 hours, carefully empty out the vinegar and rinse the egg with water. By now, the complete shell should have been completely removed, but if there are patches of shell, don't scrape them off as you might puncture the membrane on the egg. Instead, try gently rubbing them off and rinsing with more water. If they will not come off, then put the eggs back in the bowl with some fresh vinegar and leave them for a further 24 hours.
and then simply dry your egg like that. Now look at it. It already has a rubbery texture to it, a bit like a bouncy ball. And if I do this, I couldn't do that before with the hard shell. You know what else I couldn't do? Bounce it. So let's see this baby in action. If I just hold it about here, because I don't want to risk cracking it just yet. So here we go, watch this. 3, 2, 1. Oh, look at that. Okay, I'm gonna go a little bit higher. I'll go here. Oh yeah, didn't crack at all. That is amazing. Okay, now that the shell is gone, I wanted to talk to you about this bit on the outside. This is the membrane, and it is truly amazing. Here's why.
Up next, place the egg in a bowl and completely cover it, but this time with golden syrup, and leave that for 6 hours.
I think that's about 6 hours. Okay, now have a look at this. The golden syrup is very watery now. Look at that. Okay, so that must have all come from the egg. And if I scoop out the egg itself, as you can see, it's lost a lot of size, and the skin is very wrinkly. Look at that. So it has changed a lot. But wait, there's more.
Now take your lighter, wrinkly egg and put it in a bowl of water with several drops of food coloring and leave that for another 6 hours.
Now let's see what's happened to the egg. If I bring it out, fish it out of the water. Oh my goodness. It's gone blue like the planet Neptune. And as you can see, it's put its size back on. Oh yeah. Okay, so that's obviously because the water has passed from outside of the egg and into it. And that's all because of the membrane and something called osmosis. So what is osmosis? Well, osmosis is the movement of water through a semi-permeable surface or membrane. So here I have the egg here, and the membrane is the outside of it, that rubbery stuff, and water can actually travel through that, but not other things. It's a bit like you chuck a fishing net out into the water, you pull it along, water will pass through it, but not the fish, okay? So earlier on today, I took the egg that had lots of water inside it. In fact, an egg like this one has 74% water, all right? I dropped it into the golden syrup. Now, what happens here is inside the egg, we have all that water, and inside the golden syrup, we don't have much water. So osmosis happens. And what happens is the water travels out of the egg, passes through the membrane, and into the golden syrup. That's why all the golden syrup went all watery and stuff. And the egg looked like it had been sucked dry. There was barely any water inside it. Now, if we move over here to later on when I had that saggy egg, which had barely any water inside it, and I dropped that into a bowl of nice fresh water, it goes plop right inside, and then all of a sudden, the water on the outside rushes through the membrane, through osmosis, and fills up the egg again. And you'll remember, I actually put food coloring in that egg, as you can see. So, let's see what happens if I pop that egg and see if there's food coloring in there. Here we go. Now let's move that over there. Give it a little pop. Ah, yes! There's definitely a lot of water in there, as you can tell, by all of the food coloring. Okay, so Jar and Liana, come on in.
Hey, Walty!
Hey!
You'll remember earlier I did say I could make an egg bounce.
Oh, but you were joking.
Actually, I was very serious.
Oh, have you cracked it, huh?
Well, I haven't actually cracked it, guys.
Oh.
The egg is still here. What I have done is I've removed the shell of the egg. See that? It's all rubbery and stuff.
Wow!
Bit like a bouncy ball, eh?
Oh, okay, does it really bounce though?
Well, you can test it out.
You know what? Okay, I'm gonna just drop it on the floor here.
Start off nice and low first.
Oh,
you know.
nice and low. Okay,
Work your
okay.
way up.
Look at that, look at that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that looks pretty good. It bounces, it bounces. Not bad.
Yeah. All right, the egg is still very, very delicate.
Yes, it is, but it is squishy and bouncy, and it kind of feels like a squishy bouncy ball.
Hey, you did it. You made an egg bounce.
Thank you, guys. You saw it, and you too can do this as well. So if you want the instructions on this experiment, hit up the Sticky TV website or watch this episode again on demand. You got egg all over your fingers.
Yeah, I do.
Now all you need to do is subscribe by clicking here.